In most programs, the families come with their children, and the main service is to the adults. And for us, we put as much energy into the children as we do into the adults. And so we provide case management for the kids. We follow them into the school. We help them with placement in school. If there are any issues that come up in school, we actually will be called by the school to come in and help with the parent. We work with the moms on school planning, trying to do behavior modification. We do a lot of that stuff. So our client is not just the homeless adult, but it's also the child that comes with that homeless adult. Homelessness is not something that you're born with, but we see, and the statistics bear out, that a child that's born into homelessness has a greater chance of being homeless themselves. So, and the way that we have set up our youth program is to work on educational behavior and providing kids with community resources that they can then participate in, exposure. We go on field trips and exposing them to what they can be other than being labeled homeless.
Reconstructing the lives of homeless families. Like we work with the whole family, like Mercedes said. So assessing what their needs are. So for the children, it could be just getting placed back in the school that they attended from the last place they lived, from the motel. So for instance, they go to school on like the Taylor School on Morton Street. They've been going there, and now they're placed here at Brookview. They remain, in the same school, so we assist them with working with the Boston Public Schools Homeless Students Initiative. So that's their rights to attend the schools, for schools to make sure they attend the same school, so it won't be no destruction.
We have two facilities, one in Roxbury and one in Dorchester. This one is transitional. This is, we get families from the motels. We get referrals from the state saying we want to place a family here. And we work with them to get them permanent housing, get them employment skills, to get them GEDs, help to get them on a new start. Because our philosophy is that homelessness is just not that you don't have a home. It's dealing with the reason why you're homeless, and sometimes it is poverty that really puts you in that situation. Lack of education, lack of job opportunities, lack of exposure to what you could potentially do with your life. These families have either, for whatever reason, don't have the social network that will keep them out of shelter.
They're like witness to a lot of domestic violence.
The kids.
So, and that's one of the things we focus on, is improving their behavior. So, witnessing all of the domestic violence and acting it out at school and having the suspension and expulsion, we know, having that knowledge, knowing that it comes from that family, we then go up to the school and support them on maybe, getting them into the counseling. And that's what we do with the mothers, getting them in counseling, talk about how they can recover from that situation. But yes, that domestic violence is one of the things that contributes to the trauma and contributes to adults becoming homeless.
Yeah, I like to look at it a little bit differently, which comes first, the abuse of substance abuse, domestic violence, or is it the lack of self-image that gets you into a situation where you're self-medicating, you're using drugs or alcohol to decrease the pain, the internal pain. In this country, and I guess in the world, people want to find the one thing that is the reason why somebody is Y or X or whatever it is, they're homeless. And there isn't, as complicated as we are as human beings.
Because of the economy, we're seeing people who are homeowners lost their home, relocating from a different state, coming in. The newest thing as far as youth I see an increasing for high school teens who are not compliant with their mom's housing. So their mom has this criteria of being able to get housing. So one of the things is the child has to be in school. So if a teen, for instance, dropping out for whatever reasons, moms are now like not jeopardizing their housing. They'd rather kick the child out. So the teens, so now it's becoming this whole new generation
of homeless
teens.
We don't have empty rooms. We're full. As soon as the family moves out, a family moves in. So it's just, we're constantly full. The thing that I get worried about is that we have young people raising young people who've been raised by young people. So we have almost, 2 generations of kids who've been raised by young people. Those young women may have 2 or 3 kids, so then it becomes overcrowding of the home, or that their parents or their family are in subsidized housing, and you can't double up and subsidize. The rules are that you can't live 2 families together, or you can't be a teenager who's not in school.